She's like, what do you have to do? What are you going to do the rest of the night? You want to hang out? And I was like, oh, no, I got to go home with like the headliner. She's like, I just heard you say you're free. I was like, no, I'm sorry. I can't. But and then she's telling me a story about how she goes to all these Matt Rife shows. I heckled Trevor Wallace one time and then I went and snuck in the green room and scared him. Oh. What are you doing? I was like, so this girl, she's freaking me out.
On this episode of Mark David Chapman Rules the World. Oh! I just ordered 10 copies of Catcher in the Rye. Oh my God. I don't know what I'm going to do. Welcome to Maximum Zach. On this episode, we have Anthony Stiritti. We talked about Catcher in the Rye by Mark David Chapman. We talked about Catcher in the Rye and Mark David Chapman. We talked about the weird things people bring into a photo lab. And we talked about the crazy experiences Anthony's had on the road. Let's get into this podcast with Anthony Stiritti. Let's get into this episode with Anthony Stiritti. How's it going, dude?
What's up, dude? This is sick. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, things are coming, dude. Hell yeah. Fucking, so yeah, how's everything been?
It's been good, dude. I got back. I was on the road. I'm on the road almost every weekend now, so that's good.
Oh, that's super sick, dude.
Just been doing some comedy, just like you, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying. Like...
What you said you were in where were you at?
I did. There was Austin. That was a little while ago, but then there was Tulsa, Little Rock, and then like near Philly for Souljules, and then I did I did another one around there. But then I'm gonna go to DC, and then Phoenix, then DC, and then Boston.
Okay, Tulsa, Little Rock. Isn't it weird when you go? I was in like a small town in Iowa this past weekend. Isn't it weird when you go to these places? You're just like, oh, we live completely different lives.
Oh yeah, it's totally different. It's completely different. Like when I was in Tulsa, every time I got in an Uber, like they're like, oh, like what do you do? Like usually, like I try not to even talk to the Uber driver.
Yeah.
Like,
no, yeah.
I try not to. But they're like like super talkative, and I'm just like, yeah, me and Kenny are like, oh, we're just doing stand up. Like, oh, you're comedians. They're like, you should go to Sam Kinnison's grave, and like it's in town. And I was like, what?
Whoa.
And then every Uber driver said that to us.
For real?
And then we got to the club. Like, hey, have you guys been to Sam Kinnison's grave? Yeah. And I actually like Sam Kinnison, but I was just like, holy fuck.
What are you going to do at his grave?
I don't know.
Just like to say a prayer?
Just like pay your respects, I guess.
That's odd. Dude, Kenny, your boy Kenny, I've done some shows with him in Orange County, but he was watching the other day. He's just in the video. Just like as an accessory. He's just like an actor. It's a crazy gig he's got.
Yeah, he sometimes is a professional cuck.
Bro, crazy. He just does it.
Yeah, it's a wild world we live in.
Well, he's a good actor. Either he's a real cuck or he's a great actor, because I believe him. Dude. But there was a time where I'm like, I can't. I can't.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I can watch this.
No,
one. I literally haven't seen any of the clips. I need to like actually look it up.
It's like he's in the thumbnail of one of the videos. So I was like, bro, is that Kenny?
What is it? Because I want to look it up. Yeah.
Oh, my algorithm's heavy Latina, so maybe it's like Latina cuck's husband. With the light skinned dude, I don't know.
I forgot the exact story and how it works. I almost just made up a fake one, but
That'd be so sick.
He ended up just being like, oh, you do video stuff. Can you come and can you come and help film? And Kenny would film stuff, but then one day, they were like, oh, do you want to just be in this? And they paid him to be in it, like as the cock, because they'll like pay like. There's like tons of people that are actual cucks that want to do that job.
Whoa.
Yeah, and like that's like their lifestyle. And like they literally want to go do that. And he just so occasionally he'll get asked to do it, and I guess like they're like bigger scenes too, because they're like they're like out there.
Dude, yeah, they're out for sure. And he's like, but I would get so like I'd be like, all right, I'll just join in. Like, you can just sit there and watch. That's wild.
It's wild.
I'd be uncomfortable.
He said like sometimes they'll like make the ones that like the ones that really are cooks. Like they'll be like, oh, like do you mind like if we get some like if like they get some juice on them and stuff, or like sometimes they'll like make them do like cuck stuff, like they'll and when they finish, they'll like come on like a burger or something and like make them eat it.
Oh,
And like,
bro, that's insane.
yeah. And Kenny was just like, yeah, I don't want to do any of the weird stuff.
No, for
but
sure.
Like, one of the funniest ones he told me was he was being cut. Like, so it's like him and his wife are going over to this couple's house to go fuck or whatever. And Kenny gets there and they're like, oh, well, they get there and it's just a dude. And he's just like, oh, yeah, my wife's in the other room. And Kenny goes in there, and it's just a blow-up doll. And he's like, this isn't a real woman. And they, like, get mad at him. Like, yes, she is! Like,
What the hell?
And then he just has to watch them fuck.
And this is all in, like, Orange County?
I'm not sure. I think it's actually LA. But
Okay.
yeah.
What a life. That's a whole different world out there, dude. I've, like, seen, like, at whether it be at bars or, like, comedy clubs around here, I've, like, met a few porn stars. And it's like it's like a weird starstruck.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you'll see him and it's just, you can't notice him. And then I've met a few of them. And then they'll be like, hey, my name's like Alia.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, that's not your real name. Like, it's like, I know, or that's your real name, but I know you by your stage name. It's hilarious. Yeah.
Dude, one time I went to, I think it was the X-Biz like awards. And fucking, dude, it was so funny. Like, I was like, I don't really know who some of these people are, but then like I remembered the dudes though.
Yeah. That's funny.
And I was just like, oh dude, like I've seen a lot of his work. And everyone's just like, dude, like what is your problem right now?
That's
dude?
a tough when you recognize the dude. Dude, I was outside of the Haha one day, the comedy club, and when I used to work there, like I used to open up the club at like 4 or 5 p.m.
Yeah.
So there was a CrossFit gym right next door, and I would see they'd run in groups, and one of them was like a black dude who like I recognized. But I was like, you can't say anything. You can't say that if you're with your girlfriend, if you're with your buddy, if you're with your parent. Nobody. You can never say you recognize a porn star, let alone a male star.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, dude, no, you recognize the face, but then even explaining it seems like,
even if like, dude, especially like you see like a girl star, or you see any star really, it's just like if you go up to them, like especially if like you're by yourself, it seems so creepy too.
Yeah. Oh,
it's like, oh dude, I love your work. It's just like it's like, dude, please get away from me, dude. Like I can only imagine.
But there are people out there. I did a show one time with the lady who did like but like covers, like sexy magazine covers.
Yeah.
She was like,
she does covers of like popular.
That'd be crazy. Technically, everybody just does covers of, you know.
Oh, dude, I remember this. They're doing a cover of that Gianna Michaels video from like the early 2000s. Dude.
Bro, I brought up Gianna Michaels a few months back to my buddy and my brother, and they had no idea who I was talking about. She's the GOAT.
She's great.
She was my first.
Yeah. She's amazing.
That fired me up that you brought up Gianna Michaels.
I'm just like, I hope she's doing well wherever she is.
Bro, she seems just like she's got it together, man. Yeah. She's just a woman. Like she's like 45 now. She probably has kids.
She probably
crushing
does.
it.
Yeah, she's
got
great.
moves. Yeah, she's. This is a hot start, dude. I like it. Talking about Gianna.
Just the fucking bang bus, just driving around, dude.
Dude, do you see these clips on Instagram sometimes on the Explore page? My Explore page is fucked, but it's like,
dude, so is mine.
It's just it's these girls in like a bus saying the craziest stuff.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of those. I've definitely seen some of those. Like, dude, my Explore page is either like someone trying to be sexy, like a funny meme, or someone almost dying. Like, yeah.
Dude, it pisses me off the someone almost dying stuff. Bro, I've seen those and like breastfeeding videos.
Yeah, on Instagram. That's like a loophole now.
Bro, but if I say like a bad word, if I say shit on Instagram, my video gets flagged, demonetized.
Dude, that's
weird.
It
makes no sense. She can show her nipples. It's crazy.
Dude, I saw like someone posted like, oh, they're doing like fake like breastfeeding videos with like it's like OnlyFans models, and they'll just have like a clearly it's a doll.
Yeah.
So they can like, yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, that's a crazy loophole.
Yeah, it's insane.
Did we find the yet?
He's like, I've been looking. He's like,
looking?
oh, I gotta go to the bathroom for a second. Oh man, we should.
Well, that's good. Good for Kenny though, dude. He's got it under. You can't search it.
Yeah,
that's a great. Hopefully, he got paid. That's
yeah. No, I think he did. I know he did. He wouldn't have done it.
Well,
anyway.
like paid, you know. Like,
yeah, no, I don't think it was like that. But like,
yeah. How much would it cost for you to be in a
to be in a like to be like actually
to
in
be
a like fucking or just be a cuck?
Or if some big time OnlyFans girl was like, I'll pay you, but it'll only be on my page.
I don't want to like show everyone like what I'm working with. Like,
yeah, but
I think it's like the payment for that would be like it would have to be like enough for me to like sleep sound at night. Like
for sure. Because dude, it's like behind a paywall, but it's still like people can still find it.
Oh yeah, no, 100%,
Screen
dude. As soon as I do that, it's gonna get fucking screen recorded.
Yeah,
and like yeah.
Well, I was gonna ask you what about no face, but you have pretty recognizable.
Yeah, I pretty recognize. It's like, oh, it clearly isn't Zach Holmes. Like, just like, no one else has a rainbow dick tattooed on their stomach. Like, it says like Chad Tepper's catchphrase. Like,
wow.
Yeah, it would be easily recognizable.
No, for sure.
Like I could never commit a crime, like just ever. Like you'd in like a silhouette or something, I would be so dude, like a silhouette. They're like, dude, that is him. It's clearly him. Like,
yeah. Well, I used to do a joke on stage about that because I kind of smile and talk on one side of my mouth mostly. So I'm like, dude, if I commit a crime, you just put me in a lineup, and all you got to do is be like, smile, because it's like you can recognize me from just that. Nobody else has it. But yeah, that's committing crimes. Yeah,
it's definitely like, yeah, I definitely need to bring back my joke about fat people committing crimes.
Oh, for sure, for sure. How long have you been doing stand up?
I mean, it technically, the first year was just like every once in a while.
Yeah.
But so it's been 2 years since February 15th.
Great.
But yeah, the first year was just like when people would put me on a show, I wasn't like doing open mics and stuff either. I don't think I was really like progressing that much. Or really trying to do it. And last year is when I really like was like, oh, I really want to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
And like long term, it's the best. Like long term, it'll always be around.
Yeah, 100%. Like it, and also it's like I don't know. I really love doing it. It's just really fun, and like you know, I'm known for doing just dangerous things, so it's like cool to have something that it's not that.
So for you is stand up? Do you get nervous?
Yeah, I mean, so I was getting like insane. Like the first year, I was insanely nervous all the time, and I'll still get like sort of like a little bit before. I'll be like just a little, but it's like a lot different now. Like, dude, I bombed at this brewery like it was like probably like 6 or 7 months ago. And ever since then, it's just been so much better.
Good. That's how you learn, dude, right? Like from the bad sets.
Yeah, like I was just like, because usually like when I would bomb before that, I would be like, dude, I shouldn't even be doing this.
Yeah.
Like whatever. I mean, sometimes like I guess there's like some random imposter syndrome moments like throughout my life. Yeah. But like, but usually before that, I would be like, dude, that was so bad. But then like after that moment, I remember walking out being like, oh, that was like horrible, but like, what are the things I should work on? Like, what are what can I fix from this, or what can I work on from this? And then went and did that, and then like the next set I had actually was like. It was like one of the sets I did at Haha, and it was good. It was one of the shows that you put me on, and I was like, "Oh, that's so much better than what I just did."
Dude, good. That's the best like feeling in the world is like crushing on stage.
Yeah.
What does imposter syndrome really mean? I don't.
It's more. I guess I looked it up that I forgot exactly what it means, so I could be completely wrong. But can you look up what imposter syndrome means? But usually, I think I think it's like you're doing something, but then you think that you're not like worthy of doing it, or like you're not good enough to do it, or something. I think
Yeah.
that's sort of my takeaway from
That
it.
makes sense.
Doubting your abilities and feeling like a fraud at work.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so something like that.
Oh yeah.
You know, and like I think every once in a while, like, because I used to be like, dude, am I even fucking funny? You know,
Yeah.
like, am I even funny? And then I'll think back and I'm like, but no, there's like times where people have been laughing from something that I said, like
Exactly.
100%. And I'm like, okay, well, that worked, but still, I feel like shit right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, and that's but at least in your life you have, I mean, you have other stuff going
Yeah.
on that you've done too.
Yeah.
As just a comic, dude, when I have a bad set, you live and die by your bad sets.
Yeah.
But it's like you're only in your head, you're almost only as good as your last set, which is sometimes good it's good for when you do really well.
Yeah.
So if I have like a great set, the next set, if I have like a set where I'm like, oh, I'm the man, the next
Yeah,
set's
yeah.
usually so bad.
Yeah.
The next set you just eat shit because you have like a little. So if you don't do it enough,
Yeah.
you have a little arrogance about you, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna add in this new thing that I haven't even tried out yet.
exactly.
And like it just doesn't. It's amazing in my head,
Dude.
and then like no one cares, and like, dude, get off the stage.
Oh yeah, dude. There are sometimes where I'm like so pumped for like a new joke, whether it be on my show or whatever, and I'll do it. Get off stage, and it's like you come back to life. You're just like, what am I doing with my life? It's like the other jokes you had work. Why are you doing this? Why are you embarrassing yourself?
Yeah.
Like I feel like people like on our parents' generation would just like. I feel there's a lot more stand-up comedians now because back then people just didn't want to embarrass themselves like that.
Yeah.
They're like, "We'll make a fucking ass out of yourself." It's like, yeah.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from all over the place. So I grew up until I was like 5 years old. 4 years old. I lived in the Bay Area.
Okay.
Then I moved to Italy.
Oh
So
shit.
from like 4 to 10, I was in Italy. Then I moved back to the Bay Area. Finished high school out there. Then I went to college out here. But I'm from like my dad's family's from Boston, so I'd always go back to Boston. I'm a big like Boston sports fan. My mom still lives up north, and then my dad now lives in Vegas. So I
Okay.
go to Vegas a lot. But
Nice.
yeah, so I have like home bases all over. It's weird. I don't have like a set home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you start doing stand up? Like,
I did it August 2019, so almost 5 years.
nice.
But
Oh,
I was yeah, dude, I just started. I was going into my senior year of college, and I was just like, long story short, I was supposed to be out here for like an internship that fell through, and I was supposed to be on some baseball team that fell through. So I was just chilling.
for what baseball team?
Well, I played baseball in college.
You play baseball in
So
college.
I was like,
yeah.
I was supposed to be on.
Oh shit.
Every year I played on like this good summer team in the Bay.
Mhm.
But then that year I told them I couldn't be on the team because I was doing an internship down here. Then the internship was like unpaid. And I was like, oh, I can't do that. So
Yeah.
I went back home, and I was too late to get on that team. So I just I was working at B-Dubs with my brother, and I was just saving up money. I was like, let me do something with this money. And I just got like a San Francisco Comedy College. I went to this like place,
Yeah.
and it was fun. And I just kept doing it when I moved down here for back from college or whatever. And yeah, just kept doing it in college.
Fuck yeah. No, that's sick. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, like my first time was like ridiculous. It was just like I've always wanted to do stand up like for the
Yeah.
longest time. But I just never did it. But like it's funny because it's like I would do all these other crazy things, but I was like afraid to go on stage.
That's insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't get nervous when you do like the crazy stunts, or you do just not as
No,
much as
you
stand-up?
do. You definitely do. There's definitely been moments where I've been like super freaked out about it. But I don't know. That's just like, I don't know. It's just fucking wild. It's hard to explain.
So yeah, so you do some of the stunts you do. Are you in fear for your life?
Yeah, I mean, I think like there's been a lot of moments where it's like, okay, if this goes like really wrong, because like what I would normally do before I would do something is like, what are the possible things that could go wrong?
Yeah.
And how do I avoid that? And because I wouldn't just like randomly be like, oh, like someone would be like, jump off this house. And I would like try to figure out like the safest way to do it,
Yeah.
but also have it be gnarly, you know?
Yeah.
Like I did, like when I was younger, I wanted to like light myself on fire.
Whoa.
And I was like, how do I do this safely? Then I look it up. It's like, okay, like there's a bunch of like there's like different training stuff, and like there's different things they use that I don't have access to. What is the safest way to do that?
Whoa.
And then I figured that out, and then I started playing around with that, and then obviously, you play the fire, you get burned at some point, and I got burned a lot in the process.
Whoa,
the fire's
dude.
just unpredictable, so stand up is easier to
Well,
navigate.
that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. At least when you go on stage, when you get off, you'll be alive. Right? I mean, that's one thing. You're not going to die from doing stand-up.
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
not gonna die unless someone just gets really pissed and they're like, "Fuck you!"
Yeah.
They just fucking come up on stage.
Bro, I was in
Like someone just runs in. They're like holding a copy of Catcher in the Rye. And they're just like, dude, if I ever see that in public, dude, I'm like, get the fuck away from me right now, dude. I just have flashbacks of just Lennon, dude. Just like,
whoa. Yeah, dude, that's insane. That's hilarious.
dude, if you're ever doing stand up and someone starts walking towards the stage and he has a copy of Catcher in the Rye, freak out, dude. Like,
Why is that?
You're acting like you were there when Lennon was
I know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well,
That's
I read so much about Mark David Chapman.
That's hilarious.
Oh, so Mark, I don't know if you know much about this, but Mark David Chapman is the guy that killed John Lennon, and
oh, wow. Okay.
he he had a copy of Catcher in the Rye on him when he did it, like when he went up and did that.
That's creepy. I didn't know that. I like that book too. Damn.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's so creepy, dude. Like people that do weird stuff, dude. I saw this randomly reminded me of that. I saw a TikTok video yesterday of De Stefano talking about Chris De Stefano talking about Joe Rogan about he had a buddy, right? His mom had some friend who went on a date with a guy, and she got a weird feeling. It was really creepy, and she found out that it was like years later. It was Ted Bundy.
Oh my gosh,
Bro,
dude.
that's the scariest thing in the world.
That's insane.
To just be a girl and like, yeah.
Yeah,
just to be a girl going on dates in the 80s in rural Utah. That's insane.
dude. Yeah, that would be that's so crazy.
Wait,
like,
so go back to your stand-up. You
yeah, I thought you were like back to Catcher in the Rye.
Wait, Catcher in the Rye is the one with that's the one with Atticus Finch, right? No.
Holden Caulfield.
Holden Caulfield.
Okay, yeah. I forgot. I did.
Okay, that's the one that I
yeah.
liked. That's the one that I liked. Kill Mockingbird.
Good. You're good in my book then.
That was a little bit. Yeah.
I remember I did read Catcher in the Rye once. So
probably in school, right? Probably in school you have to.
No, I didn't. I didn't read it in school for some. I forgot, dude. When I was in school, like they were like, "Oh, we're reading Harry Potter." Like, yes, like yes, in class.
Wait, where'd you grow up?
In Indiana.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
I grew
That's
up in
sick.
Indiana. I remember when Harry Potter came out, we already were reading the books in school, and like my teacher timed it perfectly with when the first movie was coming out, so we could go on a field trip.
Oh, nice.
And we went to the movie theater at like 9 a.m.
Jesus.
for a field trip to go see the movie, and they wouldn't let us buy snacks. And we just went and watched the movie. It was pretty sick though.
The snacks just weren't ready yet.
Yeah, no, I think they were like they could have, but they just didn't want to, they just didn't want to do it.
That's hilarious. When I was living in Italy, they would we'd go on random field trips, and they would have like every field trip we went on, you can either choose salami sandwich, prosciutto sandwich, or just cheese sandwich. So it's like, that's the most like
cheese.
Italian thing ever. Like you have 3 different options for food, and that's it.
That actually sounds awesome. I'm a huge Italian sub fan.
Oh, the best. The best. Well, do you go to Uncle Polly's?
I've never been. I feel like I'm a liar now about saying I'm a huge Italian sub
Well, Jersey
fan.
Mike's. You like Jersey Mike's?
Yeah, no, Jersey Mike's is good.
I mean, yeah, dude, Italian food. Are you what ethnicity are you?
I don't really know. I'm waiting for my 23andMe results to come back.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But like, I think it's like some Irish, some other stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing like that's like one thing. Like,
Yeah, a little mutt.
yeah.
So where in Indiana did you grow up?
I grew up in Northwest Indiana, like near Gary, Indiana, which is like it's really close to Chicago.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So
Yeah.
you're like 45, like 50 minutes from Chicago. You know.
Shit. Okay.
Also, it could be less depending on traffic. But
Okay.
Yeah, and you don't really like that part of Indiana is more like even like architecturally and just like how everything's set up, like all the cities and stuff. It's set up more like Chicago, like the just everything. So even on like you get all Chicago news there.
Oh, sick.
You don't even hear about the rest of Indiana.
That's great.
And the rest of Indiana doesn't really want to hear about you. It's like sort of how it is. Yeah,
That's kind of good. I like that.
so it's
I
like slightly
Chicago.
more fast paced than the rest of
Yeah.
Indiana.
It's called Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, Gary is also known for being. Well, at one point, it was the murder capital of the United States, like in '96 or '97.
Jesus Christ.
Michael Jackson's from there. The Ghost Adventures Demon House is there.
Damn.
Well, they tore that down. Michael Jackson isn't there either because he's not alive. But
tore that-
like, yeah.
They tore that down too.
Dude, but
I think I must have driven through because I drove.
Freddie Gibbs is from there,
Oh, for real?
I think.
Okay.
I mean, don't quote me. Can you look that up,
I
Jamie?
drove. Jamie.
Fuck you.
Dude, that's a compliment. He's the best. Jamie's the best at what he does.
Wait, what name did you say?
Freddie Gibbs,
Freddie.
Michael Jackson. Let's just see where he's at. Like, how's that guy doing?
Freddie Gibbs is from. Hang on,
Dude, if I'm wrong, I'm right.
Gary, Indiana.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Nailed it.
See.
Nicely done.
Oh yeah,
Crushed it.
I'm right sometimes.
Yeah, dude. I think I must have driven through Gary because I drove from Chicago to Buffalo
Okay.
in September, October.
You probably have. It's mainly like there's a lot of like steel mills and like
yeah.
so like I think there's like oil. There's like BP oil. There's like a bunch of
Yeah.
like. It's not really much to look at. They filmed part of Transformers, like the first one, like in like the mill area.
That's so random.
Yeah.
just find random places to
Yeah.
shoot. That's ridiculous. How old are you?
I'm 32.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably
Yeah.
right, I guess. How did you get like discovered for your stunts?
So I had a bunch of viral videos when I was in high school. Then I sort of stopped doing that. I'll try to make this shorter, I guess. Then I started filming stunts again, like later on in life. I was like working at Walmart
Nice.
and shit, and I was like, dude, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And like I went to jail and like it's like but that's a whole other story. But like I went to jail for weed or something. It was for weed, not for something. But I'm like trying to like not talk about the weed part again. But no, I got arrested. God damn it, dude.
Crushing it, dude.
Dude, crushing right now. But anyways, I get out. It's such a big part of the story. So anyways, I was working at Walmart for like 3.5 years, and then I was like, I don't want to do this shit anymore. So I started making videos again, and the first couple I did were like, and then I started having like viral video after viral video, and then I ended up getting contacted by this production company, and they were like, "Oh, we want to make this show. We want to make a show or like a pilot."
Nice.
And I was like, "Oh, cool." And the person that was running the company, it was called Gunpowder and Sky, like the production company. It was like it was like brand new the company, but the guy that ran that used to be like the CEO of Viacom.
Oh wow.
This guy Van Toffler, and he like produced like a lot of the hit like MTV shows and like
sick. Okay.
and like greenlit those and stuff. And so I was
Wow.
like, "Oh, cool! Like I'm in good hands," you know.
Yeah.
So then we ended up making this pilot, and then that got picked up by MTV, and then that only lasted like a season, and then I was just still doing the stunt stuff,
Nice.
like here and there, and wasn't really sure how it was going to work out because I felt like, oh, I just had this big thing, but it didn't work out, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, dude, like, what am I going to do? So I sort of just kept doing it to some capacity. And then I got hit up to do Jackass.
Perfect. Yeah.
And it just worked out. And like right before the show happened, I met Steve-O and I filmed some different videos with him.
Oh, sick.
But it was just all from posting stuff online.
On mostly Instagram or
Yeah, Instagram's where I popped off first, but I had like a bigger YouTube at one point. And then that got terminated, and then
jeez.
but yeah, like YouTube and all that stuff. And
That's great.
yeah, but yeah, Instagram was like the big one where I was like, oh shit, like,
Yeah.
and that's just sort of what started it all. Really, was just posting crazy stuff.
Dude, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
dude, you're making the transition into stand up. Like I saw in 2014, I saw Steve-O do stand up.
Oh hell yeah.
Bro, and it was like I think it was when he just got sober and he like his closer was he like wrapped his ball sack like around his back. Crazy.
I remember that.
You remember that? So,
Yeah.
Dude, I told that story recently, and somebody's like, "You're lying, dude." I was like, "I swear to God." Like nobody believed me. Yeah. So I was like, then I'm like, "Am I seeing things?" As I was like, probably in middle school or high school. I was in high
I don't
school.
even know if I'm allowed to be at this show,
Yeah.
but like,
I wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. My friend's dad owned the club.
oh hell yeah,
But yeah.
that's
Dude.
so sick.
So yeah, that's
But yeah, that's sort of how it all started, dude.
at which Walmart in Indiana or out here?
In Indiana, yeah.
Was that where Gail Lewis was?
Oh no. I think it was somewhere else. But yeah, my times at Walmart were wild. And they weren't really that wild, but there was.
You were a greeter?
No. No. At first I started off unloading trucks, and just like doing then taking all the merchandise out and putting it on the shelves and stuff. And then eventually I was like, I don't want to do this part. I was already like, I did that for like a year and a half. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I was already like, I'm so over this.
Yeah.
And then I switched to the photo lab, and I did that for like a year and a half.
Oh, sweet.
And then, yeah, and then eventually I got tired of that.
Yeah.
Dude, it's wild what people will bring into the photo lab at a Walmart.
In Indiana?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
because they're like, okay, you can't like print out like people's nudes or anything.
Yeah, for sure.
And like there were so many old people that would come in and like with crazy photos that they wanted us to print, and I'd be like, I can't print this.
What the hell?
And then like I was just like, do you just want me to say that it's nice, or like I don't know, dude.
Wait, so do people still do that? Still print out photos?
That's a huge thing. I mean, especially in like places like that.
On disposables or like on
No, like they'll come in, like they'll have their like SD card, or like they'll have like, sometimes it'll be from a camera too, and like you'll have to do like that whole process. But they stopped when I started doing the photo lab there. They stopped like actually like developing stuff, so it was more like they just send it out to someone else to do it.
Damn.
So mainly it's just all digital transfer stuff, and then you're printing it.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So like the old people, what's the craziest thing somebody brought in?
I'm trying to think. Like, there was just a lot of like weird, like some people would bring in like these like lingerie shoots that they would do, and like a lot of them were like, and some like, oh, I didn't know that one was in there, and it's like
up.
just
Yeah.
a fully nude one or something, and I'm just like, okay, I can't print. I can barely print. I'm gonna get in trouble for printing the regular ones.
But dude, like what year was this?
This was in like 20. I think like I guess it started in like 2013.
You could do it from your phone probably then. right?
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a nude,
Yeah,
keep it on the phone.
yeah, they literally. Well, you can go in and connect your phone.
Oh
and
my
like, do it.
God.
And like,
That's hilarious. They just wanted you to see it.
yeah, there was like this one dude that kept. They would. There was a person that worked at the store. This really weird guy. Really like. I'm trying to think what kind of mythical creature I would think that he would be. He's like sort of like not a gremlin or like he was just weird. He was always just like lit. Like, I don't know. He's just like walking around, you know. And he would come in and he would print out these stock photos of this certain like stock photo like lady, like all the time. And he would find different. It was like Shutterstock like stuff. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
so creepy.
and it would just be like some random person. It's not even a famous person. And he would just be finding different pictures of her and printing them out. And like he got a blanket made of her and stuff. It was so weird.
Whoa.
Yeah.
A blanket. That's
Yeah. I hope she's okay.
yeah, for
Like,
sure, dude.
She's just that. If she goes missing, she's going to be at that guy's house.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. The people are weird, huh?
Yeah. No,
That's crazy.
people are weird.
Speaking of, did we get do we have eyes on the pH on the porn yet?
He's like, I stopped. I already jerked off
He
twice.
just left for 20 minutes and came back. You just jerked it, dude. No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
Oh my God, dude.
But bro, imagine your boy texting you like,
Okay, I'm
yo.
like, hey, can you send me one of the porns you were in?
Yeah, that's such a weird text to get though. Like, imagine your buddy sending me, yo, what's that link to that porn you were in? Hey, that's hilarious.
You should probably tell him it's not just for your own pleasure. It's
Yeah.
podcast,
It's
maybe?
not.
Not for me.
It's not for
the
me. I just need to see it.
It's for the pod.
I like that phrase. That was great.
That's literally how I said it. I was like, hey, when are we back from Arizona? And then, then after that, I was like, hey, can you send me one of those forms you were in? Question mark. It's like, it's not for me. It's just I need to see it.
That's so good. That's hilarious.
Perfect.
How'd you get connected with Kenny? How'd you guys meet?
So Kenny, so yeah, he
he's a
got my
fan?
job actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he actually, beat me in an audition for the porn, but no, Kenny. So Jeremiah Watkins was doing some different shows at the club that Kenny runs in Huntington at the Rec Room, and Jeremiah was like, "Oh, come do a spot," and I did a couple spots there, and then I barely talked to Kenny the first 4 times,
Yeah.
and then eventually I was like, "Hey," we just started talking, and then. Randomly he was like, we should just do stand up together. And I don't think it was like that, but that's sort of what we came to. That we should go and do some shows together and try to do shows together.
Yeah.
Or pitch it out to some club, see if they would, want to do that. And then we did. And honestly, it's funnier because I was just bombing at the Rec Room a lot.
That is funny.
And he was just I'm not oh, he's saw something in me, but he was just we could do this together. And then we did, and it's been that. We've just been friends since. The first time that we went and did a show was at Mic Drop actually in Arizona, where we're going back to. I think it's only been this probably a year or maybe a little bit more since then, and now we're going back there, and we had never hung out more than an hour or two together.
Yeah, dude.
And then we're just in a car together going to stay at a Airbnb in Arizona.
Yeah. How is that? How's the road life like that for you?
Oh, it's been good, dude. It's been really good. I've had a lot of fun. It's been pretty sick. Other than people telling me to go to graveyards and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been good. I've had a lot of we haven't had crazy experiences or anything, but it's been cool going and with the different crowds and just making everyone laugh, and seeing what works in different areas.
No, for
and
sure.
Stuff.
Yeah, dude. You realize you get to meet some cool people.
There's always cool people, and it's just it's just there's tons of people coming to the show. It's sick.
Do you guys? So you got an Airbnb or a hotel? Do you share a room or you separate rooms?
It depends. Now we're for the most part, the first time when we went to Mic Drop, it was okay, it just sort of depends on the booking or the scenario.
Yeah, for sure.
But we've had it where we're staying in the same hotel room. Or the same Airbnb. We've also, sometimes they'll just put us both in our own hotel room, which is great.
That's the best, huh?
Yeah, that's really sick.
You just get to destroy your own hotel room.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, our Airbnb in Austin was so disgusting when we were together. It was the Airbnb we picked was the worst one, ever. It literally was a studio apartment. And it was an old hotel that just converted the rooms into Airbnbs or whatever. And we get in there. It's just one giant room. It's literally just a hotel room. And there's 2 of the shittiest twin size beds in it. And the beds are up this high off the ground. And the TV's down all the way down here on the on this little TV stand. I had to dude, it was so bad.
Oh my god.
There was no chairs in the room either. So you had to either lay on the bed or sit on the bed or stand.
People get away with murder with these charging for these Airbnb. Dude, even hotels. I was in Orlando.
Yeah.
Opening for my friend Will, and I was sick. I'd come from opening for another guy from Philly, and I was just sick. And we get to the hotel room, and he's like, "Are you sleeping on this pull-out couch?" We pull out the couch, and there's just on the mattress a big brown stain. just brown. And I was like, I can't sleep here. So I slept on the just on like the not pull out part, just the couch. On a tiny little couch. I was like the most sick I've been in a few years. It's like the worst. It's like the worst. Usually you get your own room too, but it was like a one night thing, and just it's like everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, these hotels, they get away with murder sometimes.
They do. Like, have you stayed in like a comedy condo or anything?
Yeah, I did that.
That's always like we stayed in one when we were in Little Rock, and actually it was chill, other than it was kind of haunted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
It was there's some activity. I had my ghost hunting gear with me.
For real?
Yeah.
So you're into that stuff?
Yeah. I just filmed a pilot for a ghost hunting show, actually.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
And I'm about to start dropping this like series on YouTube called it's pretty much like comedians in cars getting coffee, but I just take them ghost hunting.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I should get you on that at some point. That would be sick.
That'd be amazing. That would get me to believe in ghosts. Right now I'm a non-believer.
Oh, okay.
I want to get you to get me to believe. I just have no reason. I've never been.
Yeah, there's been some weird like experiences I've had with it so far. Well, one of the weirdest things was when we're in that condo, the comedy condo, they're like, "Oh, someone died in the bed." Like in the
Come
room.
on, dude. Get a new one. Get a new one.
And
or don't tell me that.
I'm told that from the beginning, okay? And I was like, I wasn't even upset. I wasn't upset or anything. I was just like a little weirded out, So I slept on the couch for like the first 2 nights, but then I was like, dude, I'm gonna sleep in this bed. Like, I don't want to sleep on the couch anymore.
Yeah.
So and the one night I slept in one of the other rooms, but that room creeped me out because there was a weird. It's hard to explain, but there's a weird thing going on in the closet.
Comedy condos, dude.
But yeah, they said someone died in the bed. So one of the last nights we were there, I didn't want to turn on like the ghost gear. And I have this thing called the Ovulus, and you can pretty much it's a word bank, and it runs off environmental changes, which would be like a spirit or a ghost or something, and you can ask any question, and it can say words out loud to you.
Whoa.
And sometimes you'll have like a direct conversation too, which is even creepier. And sometimes it'll just be like saying, like it'll give you like little like hints here and there about stuff. And as soon as I turned it on, it said bed. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? And so I go into the bedroom and I go in there, and then as soon as I walk into the bedroom, it says ghost. And then I was like, what the fuck? Like, usually it doesn't say, like, ghost or something like that. And then I just put the device on the bed, and it was, like, entered. And I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Whoa.
And then we went downstairs. Like, there's a basement that we were afraid to go in.
Yeah, for sure.
And
afraid to go in the bedroom.
We went down there, and in the basement, as soon as we're walking into the basement, like we just get finished going down the stairs, it says basement, and then it says poltergeist.
Oh.
And then it started talking about like rope and like ending your life and stuff, and like it told us that there was 3 people down there, and like.
But do you ever take it to like a place and it's just like Arby's, like
that is something I wanted to do. Dude, one time I accidentally turned it on in my room and it said poverty. And I was like, dude, fuck you, dude. It's trying to roast me, dude.
You just turn just turn it down. Poverty. That's hilarious. You just put it at your pants. It goes 3 inches. Small.
No. This is weird, but there was literally, Kenny and I are both, like, I walk into the back, like, into the room, and Kenny's in the living room, and he heard, like, this loud fart, and I heard it, too, and Kenny was like, dude, like, he's like, Zach, what the fuck? And I was like, dude, I didn't fart. And I was just like, dude, this ghost is fucking, like, up to no good, dude. Like, dude,
the ghost went to Taco Bell.
Yeah, dude, this ghost is eating like shit, dude.
What if it just started smelling too?
Yeah, dude, that would be fucked up. I would have left.
Oh my god. What's the comedy club like what's it called?
It's the Looney Bin in Little Rock, and it was fun. Dude, it was really cool. It was a fun time. Like the people in Little Rock were cool.
Really? What's Little Rock like?
I mean, it's just like there's really not like a lot that goes on. Like it's just a bunch of like, sort of just working class people and stuff. And
Okay.
like they had some dude that was barbecuing food there.
I bet
Like
the
they had, like a food truck. There was good barbecue.
I bet. Okay.
There was and the people like, people were just down to laugh,
That's
have a
good.
good time. And that's really all you need.
Yeah, no,
like-
for sure. I've never been.
But, like-
I've never even thought of going to Arkansas.
Yeah.
They have an airport there?
Yeah, there's an airport in Little Rock, and then some of my family lives in like not far from there.
Damn.
Yeah.
Arkansas is one of those states you just forget about.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you never think about Arkansas
Yeah, I never would have thought about going there, but
unless you're watching college sports. Never.
yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I have some family that lives in Arkansas and Michigan, but we used to all live in Indiana, but now they're just different places.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I'll go anywhere that has a club that'll let me perform.
For sure.
You know what
No,
I mean?
for sure. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what's like what's one of the craziest thing that's happened while you've been on the road? You had any crazy experiences at all?
Yeah, this is weird. I was in Orlando it's the same show I was telling you about when I was sick. I
Yeah.
was so sick. I get up on stage and I'm just better, right? Like
Yeah.
it's like you just snap out of it.
Yeah.
The adrenaline gets you going. And I'm on my last joke and second to last joke. And I'm working on this joke where I say like the word autistic.
Mm.
And then some kid in the crowd basically called me autistic. Because in the joke, I'm just rattling off punchlines, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then he goes, by the way, you're stammering, it sounds like you're autistic too. And then I I can barely see the guy. And then I go, stand up, dude. And I start talking to him. I was like, you're funny. I was like, what do you think? You're going to come up here and do some jokes? And he pops up. He goes, sure. And I'm like, fine. Like, this guy was pretty autistic. And so he's walking over to me. And I'm like, no, I can't bring you on stage. I was just the opener. I was like, can't bring you. And he was like, and then he was like, no, the whole crowd's like, boo, boo, boo. So I'm like, fuck, I got to bring him up. So I let him do a joke on stage about like working at Disney. We're in Orlando. He works at Disney, and he just tells the joke. It's not funny, but but then I see the headliner in like the hallway, just like this, just like with hands on his head, like what is Anthony doing? Because you're not supposed to bring people on stage.
Yeah.
But I was the most coerced into it I've ever been, and like I would have been the biggest asshole in the world if I didn't. I already felt like an asshole.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't do that joke anymore. But I wasn't trying to be like offensive. It was like it was hilarious. So the autistic guy calling me autistic. And afterwards, he took a picture with me after, and he was like, oh, I really loved your set. Like, he was cool. But
He's
it
like, you inspired him to start doing stand up.
Yeah, could you imagine?
He starts killing, dude. He starts just like,
he's just
like,
a regular
at stand up, not killing people.
Yeah. He's just a regular
just
on Kill
bodies
Tony
showing
now.
up all over Orlando.
Yeah.
Like, dude, why do bodies keep showing up at Disney World?
Yeah. There was another time I was in Boston just like a month ago, and we have 2 shows in Boston. I'm opening for this guy, but I post about it that I'll be there.
Yeah.
So this lady comes out. I've never met her before. She just follows me on Instagram, and she's like lives in like deep in Rhode Island, so like over an hour away. And she comes up. She's talking to me. She's like, "Hey, how's it going?" And like I'm selling merch from the first show, so she's early for the second show.
Yeah.
And gets like right up on me, like very close to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm a pretty normal, chill guy, but like when you're like, I've never met you before, you're all up on me. I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
And I'll be talking, and then she's just like crazy eyes, just like staring at me when I'm talking. I'm just like, yeah, I'm asking her questions. I'm like, so you like comedy shows? Like I'm just so
Do you like
uncomfortable.
comedy?
Yeah, so uncomfortable. And then she kind of heckles the headliner a little bit. She comes out, second show, same thing, right next to me. My family's from Boston, so like my uncles are there at the show. My uncles come up to me after. They're like, "You doing anything after you want to?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go to a coffee shop. Let's go to a cafe." They're like, "We'll see you tomorrow night. We'll take you out to dinner tomorrow night." Long story short, just go do your thing tonight. So basically, this girl's standing right there. She's bad. She's glaring at my uncles, making them feel uncomfortable. My uncle's basically just said that I have no plans tonight.
No.
So then she's like, what do you have to do? What are you going to do the rest of the night? You want to hang out? And I was like, oh, no, I got to go home with like the headliner. She's like, I just heard you say you're free. I was like, no, I'm sorry. I can't. But the most uncomfortable I've ever been, because she was like staying there the whole time. And then she's telling me a story about how she goes to all these Matt Rife shows. I heckled Trevor Wallace one time and then I went and snuck in the green room and scared him. I was like, bro, what are you doing? I was like, what? I was like, so this girl, she's freaking me out.
Like pray?
Yeah.
Like,
And then she has,
dude, that's terrifying, dude.
She's the audacity to be like, you want to get a drink after this? I was like, dude, if I was a guy going to like a girl's show, I'd be arrested for the way this girl was acting. She was all up on me. Like within minutes, somebody would have pulled me away if I was doing that to a woman. And then, dude, then this is funny. Then like 2 weeks later, my buddy Bilal gets, he's telling me about some girl that was DMing him online. And he was like, yeah, you met this girl that I talked to online. You met she said she went to your show and you were like weird. And I was like, what? And I was like, what are you talking about? He tells me the story. I was like, well, that's that girl I told you about in Boston. It was crazy. He's like, oh yeah, well, I've been talking to her. I was like, what are you, don't talk to her. She's crazy.
She's just trying to get closer to you.
For sure. And I'm like, dude, she's probably going to watch this. I was like, dude,
I was like, so,
as a dude, I've never been so uncomfortable. Then I remember having to walk from like the venue to like this late night cafe because I was like, I didn't have like a ride or anything. So just walking by myself and like in a city alone, I've never felt. I was like looking over my shoulder for like a woman, if this little lady is gonna like come and snatch me up, dude. Not little. She was like, the funny thing is she was probably like 30, 40 years old.
Yeah,
I'm 26. She was a little older than me, so it was like just a weird
that's wild.
Yeah, bro. But so people in these other cities, it's just like you see in Little Rock, they're just live different lives, dude.
Yeah, luckily I didn't have anyone following me around. Yeah, that would suck, dude.
It was to the point where the other girl who was opening, the other person who was opening the show was she was a woman, and she was like, "Hey, I'll if you need any help, let me know." It was just like it was the weirdest feeling to where I was like, I gotta like get protection from a lady right now. But and I don't like to act like. Sounds like I'm being a pussy talking about I'm scared of this girl, but I've never been more uncomfortable.
Dude, you could end up like tied up, dude. You wake up like you fucking just grab your drink. You're just like, yeah, who knows, dude.
And after you get on stage, you say some vulnerable stuff about yourself on stage, and you're just like they think that the playing field's even because they know a lot about you.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't know anything about you. You're this weird lady just standing right next to me, creeping me out.
Dude, that's so scary.
Yeah.
I ask everyone that comes on the podcast this question. Is there anything that you do every day to make sure you're being your maximum self?
Ooh, it's a good question. I get some type of workout in every day.
Nice.
If I'm home, I'm lifting. If I'm on the road, I go for walks on the road. But like that's a deeper answer. Easy answer, just I pound espresso.
Yeah,
well, like to be I have like 8 shots a day of espresso.
Oh dude.
Like, I just need that to make me my maximum self. I need so much espresso. Yeah. And that's a misconception. You guys are like, well, that's crazy. Like, dude, espresso there's like 40 to 50 milligrams of caffeine in a shot of espresso.
Yeah.
But in a cup of coffee, it's like 2 to 250.
Mm-hmm.
So a cup of coffee is way more caffeine than a shot of espresso, but we're trained to just hear espresso as like,
yeah,
that's a strong
thing. Espresso.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know why I said it like that.
It sounded like a mafioso. Dude. I like it. Give me the fucking espresso.
Espresso. Make sure you give him a shot of espresso. You know what I mean? Just like...
What about you, dude?
Right now I'm on a health journey. Like I started this health journey and I've been doing that right now. The main thing is I'm just trying to make sure I'm like progressing in it and just making sure I'm doing a little bit more each day that I can do to like be better.
Yeah.
I've been working out every day. Dude, I started out like doing like it was hard for me to do like 10 minutes of cardio, and now I'm doing like an hour of cardio.
Great.
Like, a day.
What do you do?
It was just like either walking or just being on or like doing the treadmill and stuff or the elliptical, but now I'm doing treadmill. Mainly it's treadmill, but I'm adding incline more incline like every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that.
That's
Like
tough.
I'm at I would usually today I did 40 minutes with incline, and then I did 20 minutes without. But yeah,
Oh, that's great.
yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I'm just trying to build that up and just keep doing better and just make healthier choices and whatnot. And just keep inching closer to being maximum, I guess.
Good. Yeah, that's the walking, the moving around is
movement is definitely key.
Yeah, for sure. I do you sauna?
No, I don't have access to one at the moment, but I should. That sounds awesome. Dude, I wish I had sauna ice bath fucking scenario going on. That would be so sick. Just being able to just do sauna and then get in an ice bath or something. Dude, I would love that.
I pictured I pictured myself yesterday in my head thinking dude, if I ever make it, what's my first big purchase? It's just the first thing came in my head was just an in-home sauna.
Yeah, that would be sick.
You could wake up in the morning, go right into the sauna with your fucking 6 espressos. That'd be so sick.
That would be so sick, dude.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the pod, dude.
Thanks for having me.
Is there anything you want to plug?
No, dude. I just I'm just chilling, dude. Just check out my IG. Dude, those numbers are down on Instagram. Dude, I don't know how we feel if you can agree with this, but I post some shit on Instagram and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be so good, and then it's just nothing.
No, I feel that.
Or I'll post something, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be posting this. 12 million views. It's just it makes no sense. But yeah, dude.
You just gotta break the algorithm, dude.
Oh yeah, just gotta break the algo, dude. Yeah, just keep my Instagram, dude. Thank you for having me. This is amazing. This is a fun
thank you
little
so
pod.
much, dude. This has been fun.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, thanks everyone for watching, and stay maximum.